Yo, what's up, family? Hey, today we're gonna do this video on a movie that a lot of you out there are familiar with. Some may have not, like myself, called Antebellum. Now, Antebellum, for the ones of you out there, you already know. I'm probably gonna touch on some things you know about or may not. Hopefully, that's the case. Now, this movie, I wasn't really interested in watching it at all because I'm so sick and tired of all these slavery movies. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They are always putting out these slavery movies where it's like, come on, enough's enough. They reboot them over and over, like as if there's no positive black movies. You know what I'm saying? They don't never want to touch on the actual facts that they hide through omission and purposely of not putting out all the great accomplishments that black people have done throughout history. They always put out these slavery movies. So that's why I wasn't into it. But then people kept telling me, nah, man, you got to check it out. It's a little different. You got to check out Antebellum. Check it out, man. I'm telling you, you're going to like it. It's a little different. So we started to watch it, and right away it was the slavery stuff. And I was a little like, ah.
Yeah, but see, that was the same attitude that I had. Because when you started playing the movie, I was like,
back in the slavery days.
Really? I'm not feeling it. Was like about a good 5 to 6 minutes. And I said, nah, I really don't want to watch no slavery movie. Because I'm sick and tired seeing, movies like that, putting them out there like that. But you got me watching and said, you know what, let me give it a chance on this movie. Yeah. And I was shocked because it's a twist.
Turns out it was a big twist and it was really good. But even from the very beginning, we was like, wait a minute, what the heck? It was little things.
You caught that because I was like, yeah, that's right.
It was little things. We was like, wait a minute, what the heck? For example, it was like when he had the one slave and then his wife. They back in slavery times, right? And she had on a gold chain. Yeah. I was like,
the really dark skin issues.
I know that may sound crazy, but we was like, I was like, what the heck? And then the language. This back in the slavery days, the language that when he yelled at them and stuff, the way how he used the way people cuss and use profanity on people this day and age, they was talking like that then, every now and then, not constantly. And I was like, yo, they cussing the way people cuss in this day and age now. That's weird.
But also remember when I said "bae," they usually say "yes, massa,"
and they were saying
but
"yes, sir."
Yes, sir.
That was another thing.
I've never heard that.
That was
before.
crazy. And then how about when they got the new girl come? Because the main character, they had brought her there, and it comes on, and they got her tied up and all that. And then he takes her in the barn and he brandons her like you do a horse or a cow. He burnt her, a mark in her, and so in other words, broke her. But even when that other girl came, she got on that girl case in private, and she was all like, you know what, you talking real tough. Girl, I'm from North Carolina. Like, she was letting her know, like, look, I ain't tolerating this junk. But, some things happened to her, and it didn't fall through. I thought she was going to be tough. But the more we start watching it, and then the way she was creeping through the floor, like she wouldn't step on this wood, because she knew it creaked. And she wanted to be quiet.
That's why I questioned you. I said, babe, I wonder what is that all about? For her to find, but then it actually explained throughout the movie. Yeah.
Now, and then when the master, that dumb joker, when he came in the room and he did what these nefarious people do all the time, he raped her. And as a slave, they had to willingly sit there and lay there and take it. But after he fell asleep, she heard a phone ring. Now remember, the slavery days. When she heard a phone ring, all of a sudden, she woke up in her bed in the current day. See, this movie was saying it's touching on the past, present, future. So I said maybe it has something to do with deja vu. And that's what I said. That's another one of our videos. Go to our Sphinx for Integrity, type up deja vu. Trust me, you're going to like that because I touch on some historical stuff and some stuff that a lot of us deal with when we're dealing with deja vu, unexplained events. But that's what I thought. Because now she woke up. But what it really was, it wasn't so much deja vu, and it wasn't so much back in the day slavery. It was a current day.
Exactly.
And that's why I say, oh, this movie was on some racist Donald Trump MAGA, make America great again, because that's what they really want, to bring it back to the slavery days. And they're willing to go through all kind of nonsense to bring this type of stuff back. Even nefarious, evil, wicked things that they do. And I'm being redundant saying wicked and nefarious, I mean the same thing. But anyway, because what I mean by that, so now when she woke up in the current day, the current day always was the current day, even when she was in the slavery day. That was current too. They was having people brainwashed to think that they was back in the slavery days. They didn't allow them to talk to each other. they disenfranchise them to communicate, and that's going to be the word of the day, disenfranchise, because if you look up the word disenfranchise, it simply means to deprive someone rights or something, right? They disenfranchise them to communicate with each other, disenfranchise them to go here or do this. They said you can only whistle. And it wasn't to when she woke up in the current day and they showed her whole life. She's at the club. She went out with her friends at the club, this and that. And remember, she was with an attractive looking Spanish lady or white lady, whatever. And then she had the chubby lady from Precious.
Precious, yeah.
And even when they went out to eat, remember, they said it's a highly attractive looking guy at the bar. He's checking us out.
And you caught that. I didn't catch it. It made sense. So that's what's gonna happen. The guy was probably gonna kidnap
the fat one.
Yeah,
Precious
to
put
Gabby
her
back
really.
on that.
Yeah, because he was highly attracted to her. He said, I find you highly attractive. And the two attractive women was like, wow. But they was happy for their friend. His whole plan, he was going to take her back to that little nefarious land where they making slavery. Like the Donald Trump crap. MAGA, Make America Great Again. By doing all kinds of nefarious things. Now, this touches back on, we're going to stick with the movie, but I got to make a vital point here. Because this touches back on why I didn't want to watch the movie back in the days called 12 Years a Slave. Everybody's like, oh, that movie's so good. I'm tired of these slave movies. But another reason I didn't want to watch 12 Years a Slave is, there's a correlation here. Just pay attention. Another reason I didn't want to watch 12 Years a Slave, to this day I haven't watched it, is because when I was 14, I watched the original with Avery Brooks. A lot of y'all know who Avery Brooks is, especially to the older audience. Avery Brooks was a guy, and remember the TV show called Spencer for Hire? He was a black guy that played Hawk. And you know, he always dressed fly, he was a good fighter, this and that. Hawk played in the original movie of the original guy who this happened to in real life, called Solomon Northup. And the name of the movie where Avery Brooks played Solomon Northup is called Solomon Northup Odyssey. That's the original. And then he came out with a book, and I touched on some of the book as well back then. And so I seen the original. So that's why when 12 Years a Slave came out, I wasn't into it, because I said, yo, all they doing is remaking that old movie again. They keep coming out with more slavery movies. Like Hollywood got no real creativity, but we're going to keep putting in these black people's mind, yeah, all y'all known for is slavery. Nothing positive at all. We're going to keep putting out more slavery movies and rebooting them over and over and over and over again. And when you think about it, Antebellum, here's the correlation. If you think about it, Antebellum was basically Solomon Northup. Just rebooted. Yeah. Or for some of y'all, Antebellum was 12 Years a Slave rebooted. That's all it was. Because think about it. They took this woman in this day and age now. They kidnapped her, like they did Solomon Northup.
That's what I was getting ready to say, Papi. So in actuality, all of our people was getting kidnapped and brought to that place.
Exactly. And then they had them brainwashed thinking that they was back in hundreds of years ago. And they made sure they had old clothes from them days. Yeah. They was on the farms like them days. They made sure picking cotton. They made sure they had the old guns of them days. And they tried to talk like them days, but every now and then they slip out and say the cuss word. But it wasn't until one night when she snuck out of the barn and she went to the master's horse, she heard that phone ringing. And when she grabbed the phone, she's like, holy, I knew I wasn't crazy.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't crazy. So this is, like I said, Antebellum, 12 Years a Slave, Solomon Northup Odyssey. They all like the same movie redone again and again and again. They just put a different twist on them every time. And that's why I said with this movie, Antebellum, although it's very good, all they did is put a twist on it and make it in the current day, because that's what these nefarious people will really love to do. They really love that we want our country back. Well, it never was your country anything. Anyway, everything y'all got, y'all have stolen, raped, murdered, and pillaged. This all you people have ever been known for and ever have done. Stole everybody's history, put your face on it and say it's y'all history. But it's really our history. You lying jokers. But back to the movie, it was really great because, like I said, even when they kidnapped her and took her back, I like when she didn't lose focus. She knew she wasn't crazy. And remember the white lady that was being real smart ass on the phone? Because she was down with that whole thing. And she was part of kidnapping her back. She got her back and killed her butt, which was great. And I like the guy that was on the farm where he was telling y'all can't talk to each other, can't communicate this and that. When she tricked him, when he seen her in the woods, and she said, "Oh," he said, "What you doing out here?" And she said, "Oh, Master's hurt. I need you help. He fell into the thing."
Yeah, exactly.
And she walked him in there and closed that thing and burnt his ass.
Yeah, it was the two guys.
That was cool.
Actually.
That was cool.
Yes.
But she fought back, and finally, when she got that phone, she got old boy face, and she was able to call her husband. And when she called her husband,
that also threw me off because I said, "Wait a minute." So she's actually was kidnapped.
She was kidnapped.
Because her husband said, "Where you at? Everybody's looking for you. Everybody's looking for you." I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And you remember the brush and the grease stuff that you got from your hair?
Yeah.
So you got
the
same thing.
She had that then. It's like, how did you have current nowadays grease from back then with a name brand? I was like, what? So it was kind of confusing you, like, because it just showed how nefarious these people were. Yeah. And the reason I said disenfranchised, because she was a successful psychologist. And I remember showing all the books on her shelf and all that. And even when she gave her speech to that big, large audience in the current day, where she was speaking about how black people has been disenfranchised throughout history with a systemic system to disenfranchise black folks. Now remember, disenfranchise is just a big word that simply means to deprive. So when she was speaking about how they had disenfranchised black folks from voting, from housing, you name it, finance of any and every degree, she was speaking on that. And that's why I said that's the word of the day, because on the plantation where they had them, they disenfranchised them to talk to each other. They disenfranchised the girl when she got pregnant to speak to anybody. They disenfranchised them to even speak back to them unless they were spoken to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What really caught my I was very emotional by it. The girl that the heavy chick that said to the other girl, "I'm pregnant."
And he kicked her in her stomach.
Not only that, she lost the baby.
And she hung herself.
But she also hung herself.
Because she couldn't deal with it. She was like, what the heck is going on? These evil people.
And I'm not going to accept it. She said it. I'm not going to accept this.
But how crazy is that? In this day and age, jokers was doing what really happened to Solomon Norfolk. Like the word north and then up. North up. Solomon North up. What that really happened to him in real life, that they kidnapped this man. He was a fiddler, a professional violinist rather. And in that story in real life, the white jokers came to him at a function he was doing, and they said, "Man, we think you played really outstanding. We would love to have you perform for us." And they brought him to where he performed. And after they drugged him and kidnapped him, made him a slave, and that was Solomon Northup. Then you made many years later, 20, 30 years later, you make 12 Years a Slave. Same thing. Now, years later again, you make Antebellum. Same thing. It just, you got to pay attention. Pretty much the same storyline. It just have a different twist on it. But I will admit, Antebellum was creative and it was different. Because I was tired of these I'm tired of slavery movies. But it was a twist. It did have my interest in, like, look at these nefarious, evil people.
So it makes you think, watching this movie, it really makes you think of how things are going into this day. We need to stop sleeping mentally, figuratively speaking. We need to stop sleeping, open up our eyes and watch our surroundings and how things are moving. Because they not only that, every time you watch TV, there's of our people getting missed. They're missing.
And I like how you say that often for the viewing audience out there. I notice how you always say our people. Because I know some people out there going, why she say our people? He black, she's Puerto Rican. No, you understand when you say our people. Just like the comedian I told you about, what's her name? Ida Rodriguez. You just like her, you understand. I'm a person of color.
Yeah.
I know damn well I'm not white. You know you're not black, but you know you're not white. But so you go, I'm a person of color. Shit, I got aunts and grandmothers that's darker than me, right?
Yeah,
so you ain't foolish for any viewing audience out there go, why? I know there's a couple of y'all videos you be saying our people. Yes, you ain't foolish. You know, and I love Ida Rodriguez, the comedian. Yeah. And she speaks about that. She knows. She go, I'm a Afro-Latina. That's what she always say. And a lot of Latinos know. Show them old pictures. I said this in one of our other videos before. Yeah, for all you Latinos that don't think that you're a person of color, show me a picture of Abuela. Now show me a picture of your great Abuelo. You're going to see, you be like, they're getting darker and darker.
I also say that, Bobby, because let's just say we're in a place and we're both together. But we're not, side by side. But I'm standing somewhere and you're standing somewhere else. the white people will be looking at me just as you, the
Thank
same
you.
as me. So I am
Thank
not better than you.
Exactly. You know you a proud Puerto Rican, but you understand I'm a person of color.
Yeah, I'm not no better than
You know damn well you ain't
better
white.
than me. Yeah, so that's why I'm
for
saying.
any silly jokers always thought that or wondered that. But yeah, back to the movie. Great movie. And I do love the twist. But like I said, they keep rebooting slavery movies as if there's nothing great about our historic lineage, when it's really their lineage that they stole everything from us. I don't care if it's religion, spiritual stuff, medical stuff, athletic stuff, everything. It's like they take and go, oh, we're going to put our white face on their historic stuff. Plato, all the art. Look at some of Plato art and look at some of the old African art. You put them side by side, you be like, holy smoke. He stole this from them. Yeah. And then we're going to say they don't got a history. Y'all history started with slavery. Bull crap. No, where's y'all history at? Because everything you got, you stole.
Exactly.
But great movie. Go check it out. You will see the twist. If you've seen 12 Years a Slave, you'll see the correlation. If you've seen Solomon Northup, you'll definitely see the correlation where you go, yeah, these are all like the same movie. It's just they keep putting a twist on them. But you got to be smart enough to figure that out. And on that note, subscribe, share, like, and comment. Peace.